Hey guys, AntCap24 from SmartMadden.com coming here with a first formation scheme of the New Orleans Saints playbook. We're going to be looking at strong close, and anyone who was following us on the Broncos formation scheme series, strong close is something we did not do on purpose just so that we can go ahead and start this new one with it, and it's going to be very similar in the Broncos playbook, so this is going to be able to work on both. The first play we're going to be looking at is going to be called PA Saints Cross. Now this is going to be called PA X Cross for all you Broncos users, so you can go ahead and use this play in your playbook. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and show you how to beat cover 3. The first setup for cover 3 is best used when you call it on a hash mark. Right now I got a ball on the left hash mark because the fullback on the right hand side is the stock way that it comes out. If the ball was on the right hash mark, you'd want to flip the play and do the same adjustments. The only adjustment that you absolutely need to do here is put the A on a streak. By doing so, what you're going to see is that the X receiver is going to do a good job of holding the right cornerback when he crosses across the field, while the B is going to beat the A receiver down the field because of the speed, and he's going to be able to get the attention of the free safety, taking him to the left side of the field, leaving the A wide open in the seam. Now the two running backs are not needed in this play at all, so you can go ahead and block one of them, you can block both of them, the play action is not needed, so you can do whatever you want in order to get a little bit more protection. My favorite way to do it is just to block the fullback first, and then when I run it a second time, I'll go ahead and not do the play action, and I'll block the running back, so that way it shows two different looks and give the opponent two different ways of not knowing it's coming. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and use the play action, use that fullback as an extra blocker, and see how this guy gets wide open in the seam against cover 3. It's a really easy play to use. This is also a great Mike Scrape 3 press beater. A lot of players are going to that now as one of their main blitzes, and it's something that you can go to and just get them out of their comfort zone on defense. So what the thing is here, the best way to do that is just to put the A on the streak and block both your running backs, because they're both not needed, and I can show you here by doing so you're going to be able to get full protection and not need anything there in order to make this play work. So I want to make sure that you saw that the blocking is optional. This second setup for cover 3 is also one that needs to be on the hash mark. We're going to just leave it on the left hash mark because it makes it easier not to have to flip it, but flipping it will make it work as well. What we're going to do is get that tight end involved again, but we're going to show a different look so they don't know that it's coming compared to the first one. So what we're going to do is put that A on a streak, and what we're going to do is move this B over and put the X on a fade. The RB is again another optional player. I'm going to go ahead and block him for extra protection and show you here. We're going to cut off the play action here and see that this A is going to get down the seam, nobody there for the touchdown. I'm going to go ahead and show you the same setup. I'm going to show you the difference between how you can do blocking with your running backs to make it work as well. So we're going to do the same thing by putting the A on a streak, move this B receiver over, and put the X on a fade. Now this time I'm going to block our Y receiver and leave the RB in the flat just in case you want to do a quick hitter. And we're going to see here, again, this guy going to be wide open without the play action in the middle of the field for the easy touchdown. So the third setup for cover 3 is a way to get either one of your running backs open, as well as this skinny post on the right hand side in order to annihilate the defense. Let me show you exactly what we're doing here. The first thing we're going to do is put the X on a drag, put the A on a streak, and then we can either put one of the running backs on a block and the other on a wheel. It doesn't matter which one, so you can make it whatever you like. So the first way I'm going to do it is I'm going to put the RB on a block and the Y on a wheel. Okay, so that's the setup right there. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this B receiver, we're going to motion him one step to the right, and then we're going to hike it. This is going to give him a little bit of a delayed post, allowing this A receiver to get down the field first, opening up that B route. Now, let me go ahead and show it to you here. We're going to move it here, hike the ball, and once you get that double team on the right hand side, I'd like to roll out to the right a little bit, and you're going to see that this throw here is going to be wide open to this guy against cover 3. The second way we're going to run this play is the exact same setup, but I want to show you a different option to throw to. So this time I'm going to put the X on a drag, the A on a streak, the RB blocking, the Y on the wheel, and move this guy over. We're going to go ahead and target our wheel route this time. And what you're going to see here, we're going to be able to throw that ball right there be able to get to him. Right now on the left hash mark. Against the left hash mark, the B is the receiver that gets open more often than the Y as far as being able to get big yardage. But if we move it to the middle, it shows a little bit different, and you're going to see that the right cornerback is going to follow that B a little bit more. So let me show it to you. X on a drag, A on a streak, Y on a wheel, block your running back. And what we're going to do is we're going to move this guy over one step. And once we get the blocks locked in, we're going to move over. You can see how this guy follows it. And now he's going to be wide open for a little bit more yardage when you run it from the middle of the field. What I told you before is that you can go ahead and change whatever running back you want. So if you have a good fullback, what you could do is put the fullback on a wheel, block your running back, put the X on a drag, the A on a streak, and do the same thing. And what you're going to see is the same exact thing we did before. It's just a different look for them to see it. And you're going to be able to throw it to this wheel route right there and do what you want to do to get the extra yardage. Just another wrinkle to show at them. After we've established that little motion with the B receiver, I like to do something else to kind of throw the opponent off. What I like to do is I like to take the Y receiver, put him on a wheel like we just did. I like to leave the RB where he's doing. I like to put the A on a flat and the B on a flat. See this, everything to the right hand side. We're going to do a makeshift screen to the Y receiver, but we're going to do it where we're going to take one step with the B receiver to the right, making him believe that it's very similar to the deep ball that we just threw to the B receiver, but then we're going to fire it to the Y receiver as soon as we can, so before he makes his upward turn. I do the wheel route because the wheel is a little bit faster than a swing to the right on this, and I wanted to get it out fast. Let me show you exactly how I do it here. So what you're going to do again is you move this guy over, hike it, and we're going to fire this to the wheel, and you're going to see all these blockers in front of you, and it's going to be a really quick makeshift screen. So I'll show it to you one more time. So what you're going to do here is you're going to put the A on the flat, the B on the flat, the Y on the wheel, and you're going to do the one-step motion here. You're going to fire it out really, really quickly, and that way you have the wall blockers here, and you're going to see again that you're going to have the ability to get out there. It's kind of a glorified quick toss play. This next cover 3 beater can be used anywhere in the field. It doesn't have to be in the middle, the right, or the left. I'm just showing it in the middle to show you how it works, and then I'll show you from different hash marks as well. What you want to do is you want to put the A on a fade, and then you want to move this RB receiver to the right. And then once he's out there, go ahead and put him on a fade as well. So that is your setup right there. The Y is optional if you want to block him or not. You can use the play action, you don't use the play action, it's up to you. If you're getting a good rush, you may want to go ahead and keep him as a blocker, but right now we're going to show you without it as a blocker. So what you're going to do is going to go through here. You're going to see that the A is going to be wide open in this left spot right here, right down the seam for an easy score. I'm going to go ahead and run it on the left hash mark to show you that it's consistent anywhere. I'm going to do the same setup by putting the A on a fade, and then I'll move this fullback out and put him on a fade as well. And then I'm going to block my running back this time just so you can see that it doesn't need the play action to work. We're going to be able to hit that A in that same exact spot we did before for the easy score right down the seam, guys. And this time from the right hash mark, we're going to put the A on a fade. We're going to put the B on a fade as well as you put them out there. And then go ahead, we'll keep the play action this time. And we're going to show you that that receiver still gets open in that seam right there as you could be able to throw it. It's easier to throw to his inside shoulder to be able to make it work. This last setup for cover 3 can be done anywhere in the field, and it just has to have the recognition that it's cover 3, and I want you to look at that linebacker that's on the right side of the screen. If he's on the line of scrimmage where you see the 4 down lineman, this is a 4-3 under here, and you see that he's standing up but he's on the same level as the other lineman, what will happen is this tight end, without doing anything, will go out and block him. When that happens against cover 3, this RB is going to be wide open in the flat for a quick hitter. So what I like to do is if I read that's cover 3, which is the 1 high safety and the 2 other players playing off, and I see that they're in some type of 4-3 or even a 3-4 where that linebacker's on the line of scrimmage near the tight end, what's going to happen is that tight end's going to block him, leaving him open. So watch what we show here. Tight end blocks that guy. We're throwing it right out to the flat and be able to get it there. So I'm going to show it to you one more time here. So all you're doing is you're recognizing that tight end's there. You're going to cut this off. He gets the block in. You're going to throw it right to that guy. And you're going to be able to get the extra yardage to your fullback. So I'm going to show it to you in instant replay so you can see what I'm talking about. So right here, what you're going to see again is that this tight end, because he's in a block, is going to go after this player, even though this guy is in a cover 3 blue zone. And what you're going to see is once he gets that block, you're going to free that guy wide open in the flat that guy's supposed to cover. So I'm going to go ahead and show it to you right here. See how that guy is in that blue zone? But when he goes ahead and gets blocked, he's not going to be there, and you're going to be able to get really, really easy 7 to 10 yards every single time against cover 3 in one of those looks. Now we're going to go ahead and look at cover 2 and show you how we're going to be able to beat this coverage. The first setup we're going to do has to be on the right hash mark in order to work. What we're going to do is simply just put the RB, which is the fullback, on a streak. And what that's going to do is going to go ahead and free up this B receiver to be able to get open over the top on the left-hand side. That one free safety on the left side is not going to do a full back pedal because he's got no threat once the X turns to the middle of the field. The one safety on the right side isn't going to follow the B receiver due to the fact that we got that RB coming behind him. He's got to hold his zone in order to keep him from being the threat that he needs. So the B is going to be able to get open as soon as that one free safety kind of freezes. We're going to throw it over the top to beat him. So here, we'll show it to you now. And you go right here, let the play action go, and you can be able to see this. You're going to throw this ball over the top with nobody there. This next setup for cover 2 is to go ahead and get this RB open on that same streak that we showed you. So it's very similar to the last setup, but what we're going to do here is now put the A on a slant, put the RB on a streak, and we're going to block our Y running back for extra protection. What's going to happen here, and the reason why this works, is that the A on the slant gets the attention of that free safety on the left-hand side. When he does that, what the guy does on the right-hand side, that safety, he has to follow the B in order to make sure, because he's the first person in his zone, allowing the RB to get over the top. This is, again, another just on the right hash play, and we'll go ahead and show it to you now. And see that the guy goes ahead and covers that guy, and we're going to be able to throw this over the top to this player to be able to get down the field. Let me go ahead and show it to you one more time to show you the consistency of it. And what you're going to see here again, A on a slant, RB on a streak, and that's it. Just block your running back. And you're going to see again that guy's going to take it out of the play. You're going to be able to loft this to his back shoulder and be able to get around the corner for the easy score. This next cover 2 setup has to be done in the middle of the field only. I know it can get quite confusing on where plays need to work in order for the defense to react, but that's what the play call sheets are for, guys. We have them available at smartmadden.com, and what those do is basically allows you to not have to memorize everything. If you're playing somebody that has cover 2 coverage consistent throughout the game, you find yourself in the middle of the field, you can go ahead and scroll down the play call sheet, look at what works in the middle of the field, run that setup and have success. It's really that simple. And we do that for you so that way you don't have to memorize, does this happen here, does it happen here? You actually have the play call sheet in front of you and you use it as a tool as you play the game. So on this setup, all you got to do is put the A on a streak, the B on a fade. What we're going to do is get this ball to the tight end in the middle of the seam here. What we're going to do is cut off the play action, get yourself a couple feet on depth with your quarterback. You throw this ball in the middle, down the middle to the seam for the easy score. The second way we could set this up is do the same thing with the A, and this time put the B on a fade as well. And what you're going to do is do the one-step motion we showed you earlier. And what we're going to do here, what that's going to create is going to be able to see that the A gets down the field a little bit quicker now, and you're going to be able to throw this to the B receiver all the way down the field for the easy score as well. The next setup for cover 2 is very similar to the last one, but this time we're going to run it from the left side only. I'm going to show you exactly how to make this work. We're going to do the same thing where we put the A on a streak, and we put the B on a fade. This time we're also going to put the X on a fade because we need him to get the attention of that free safety when we're on the left hash, because if we didn't, it wouldn't work. So then what we're going to do here is go ahead and block that RB so that we have a little bit of an extra protection, and we're going to do the same one-step motion with the B receiver in order to make it work. So we take the one-step motion here, and you cut it off, and you're going to see again that you have the ability to throw it to the A or the B. This time we're going to pick the A because that's where the guy went ahead and chose the other receiver. So this time we're going to go ahead and do the same exact thing, see if we can get the guy to jump the A instead of the B, showing you that it is a possibility to get it to that guy. So let's go ahead and show it to you here. Do the one-step motion and do the handoff. And see how he jumps that time, and you're going to have this guy wide open. So those are the two options on that play and that setup from the left hash mark. This next cover 2 beater is also going to be from the left hash. But this time we're going to go ahead and we're going to flip the play so that the X receiver is running the post from the left side to the right side. We're doing that because what we're going to do here is we're going to do a little bit of a rollout pass to where we're going to hit this guy on the numbers on the right hand side after we get around the edge. We're going to put the A on a streak and the B in the streak, and then also block our RB running back for extra protection. When we do that, the fail-safe throw, if anybody's in your face, is to dump it off to the wide receiver after the play-action play. But the idea of it is to hit the home run to the X receiver. We're going to run it here. We're going to cut off the play-action, get around the corner here, and what we're going to see is that the X is going to be able to get behind the B here, and you're going to throw it all the way across the field, let that B guy run off that free safety, and have an easy score to the right-hand side. I'll show it to you in instant replay real quick so you can see it. And what you're going to see here, we're going to go across that, get to the outside. If you have a fail-safe throw, you're going to be able to throw it to that guy right there in the flat. But what you're really trying to do is you see over here, this one receiver, Julio, is cutting off that strong safety, allowing this guy to go there. This guy, once he gets to the middle of the field, no longer will cover him. He'll stop. And that leaves this guy wide open to the right-hand side for the easy score. So this next cover 2 beater can be done anywhere on the field. I feel like it's a little bit easier to do it in the middle and the right-hand side when you're running it stock because you have a little bit more spots to throw it, but you can always go ahead and flip it and run it from the left side to the right side. It does not matter. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the setup. You put the X on a streak and you put the B receiver, and all you do is move him over to the left-hand side. I think that it's easier to go ahead and block your running back so that way you don't have to go the play-action fake, but you can go ahead and do play-action fake if you like it that way. I just like to have my quarterback in a better position to throw. And all you're doing here is let the play go here, and you're going to see that the B receiver is going to be open in that little spot, and he's going to be able to get it down the field. I'll show it to you one more time for consistency purposes. So all you're going to do is you're going to put the X on a streak, you're going to put the B motion to the left. This time I'm going to leave the play action the way it is, and I'm just going to block my RB for extra protection. I'm going to go ahead and cut this off, get myself in a throwing motion, and you're going to see it's going to be working all the same as long as you go ahead and get the throw off on time, and you'll be all good. This next cover 2 setup is something I like to run from the right-hand side only because most players use the right middle linebacker in a cover 2 situation. A lot of times it's because the tight end is on that side. So what I like to do is I like to flip this play, and I like to run this makeshift screen from the right side to the left side. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put the X on a flat, the A on the flat, and the Y on a wheel. And what you're going to see here is against cover 2, this is just an overpowered screenplay. What's going to happen is that X is going to get that 1 DB to go all the way to the wide side of the field, leaving the A and the RB to go ahead and have perfectly set up blocks to the free safety and the middle linebacker on the left-hand side. Even if that one linebacker that the player is going to use is going to try to cut this off, that B route will be a perfectly set up spot to throw it to where that guy's supposed to be, so you can throw it backside on him. So we're going to go ahead and show it to you here. What we're going to do is get the ball to the player before he does the cut up. You're going to see how nice these blocks are set up for you for big yardage after the play. I'll go ahead and show it to you one more time so you can see how consistent the blocking is going to be, and then I'll show it to you on instant replay as well so you can see it. So I'm going to put the X, I'm going to flip it first of all, put the X on a flat, the A on the flat, the Y on a wheel. That's how it is. You do want to get the ball out of your hand before the guy cuts up the field. So you're going to do it here, you're going to get the cut up, and then you're going to see how nice and those blocks will be all formed for you and get the nice yards after the catch. So let me show it to you on instant replay. So what you're going to see on this instant replay here is that once you get the ball to the left, now watch those 2 linebackers. They're going backwards because that's the nature of cover 2. They're not supposed to widen out. So that gives us an advantage because when he throws it there, that's when the guy is going to start widening out. You got a 3 right here blockers up there with really just 1 threat on the left-hand side. That first receiver is going to get that 1 DB. Well, now you've got 2 players turning up the field, and if you can kind of see it here, you've got 2 blockers that you need to do, that free safety and that linebacker. If you cut to the left here, you're going to be able to get all this yardage, even though one guy missed his block, and you're going to be able to get a 30-yard gain pretty easily on this play. Now, the other thing you're going to see is after you do that once, you're going to see that middle linebacker that most people use, which is this guy right over here, Luke Kuechly. Let me get right there. See how he's right there? he's going to get, most users are going to sprint out to the left-hand side to stop it. When he sprints, he's not going to be in the spot that he's at, and that's going to open up right there for Julio Jones to throw that back pass right there, because if he's not in that spot, that play is going to be wide open, and it's really going to frustrate the defender. Is I can't get out of that spot and cover it, or that guy's going to be open, or if I do, then I'm going to get the dump off pass to the screen. Our last cover 2 setup is going to be the same setup that we did for a play earlier against cover 3. It's going to be putting the X on a drag, the A on a streak, taking the RB receiver and going ahead and putting him on a wheel and blocking your Y receiver. We're also going to do the one-step motion to the right-hand side to kind of use it as a decoy as well as help get that RB open. In a MUT situation, I would definitely make sure that you get a fast player in the RB, whether that be a backup halfback or somebody that has a little bit more speed at the fullback position, or even a tight end that can get around the corner in a little bit faster fashion. But let me go ahead and show it to you. Go ahead and move this guy over 2 steps and go ahead and hike the ball. And then once you see that you got the blocks, what you're going to do is you're going to throw this ball over here to this player for an easy play over the top. Now, a lot of times that's going to be a little bit more wide open, but you can take what you can on the play. So it's going to show what you get: X on a drag, A on a streak, RB on a wheel, and block your running back. Move this guy over. And what you're going to see here again, you get the blocks. Now you're going to get outside, and you're going to see here that you're going to be able to throw this ball over the guy's head, and you get a little bit more yardage. Now we're going to go look at cover 4 and show you how you're going to beat this coverage, specifically with this play. Not a lot of people are going to call cover 4 against a strong close type situation, because you're going to be able to run the ball on them with 4 deep safeties and not having everybody's going to be backing up as far as the drop coverage. So when you see cover 4, you definitely want to run a little bit more on that and force them out of it. But we do have some plays that are going to be able to beat it. If somebody's just a cover 4 only type guy and you want to use this scheme, we're going to be able to show it to you now. So the first cover 4 setup, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put the X on a curl, the A on a streak, and we're going to go ahead and motion this guy out. You have to put him on a fake hot route before you can do it. Motion him out and then put him on a comeback. I would block the RB as well, and that's going to be your setup. This is a classic cover 4 killer, and you're going to be able to do it from a strong close, which is really, really cool to be able to do it. So you're going to see this. You're going to be able to get the ball over the top to the B receiver for the easy score. And you can know that this ball is just a bomb, and you're going to be able to kill anybody that stays in cover 4 with that setup. This next cover 4 killer is going to be from the middle of the field only. Okay, so what you're going to do here is you're going to put the A on a fade, you're going to block your RB running back, and you're going to move this B receiver outside. Okay, that's going to be very, very key to this play. Now, all you're going to do is go ahead and carry out the fake, and you're going to go ahead and see this tight end on the fade play, and you're going to see that this ball is going to be wide open against cover 4. Now I'm going to go ahead and show it to you why it happens in instant replay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and carry out the play action, stay in the pocket a little bit, and then kind of drift to the right, and you're going to see that nobody covers this A receiver down the seam for the easy score. So let me go ahead and show it to you on instant replay real quick. What you're going to see here is that this guy is going to go ahead and take this guy cross there, see how he goes ahead and gets the attention of now that strong safety. This DB just does not even, he starts looking at that player and lets the tight end go right behind him. This is very consistent, and you see this, nobody's going to cover this guy in a cover 4 situation from the middle of the field, and we're going to be able to throw that ball and just leave your defender dumbfounded. So now we're going to show you how to use that wheel screen against cover 4. It's the same exact setup against cover 3. We like to run it from the left side of the field to the right here. All you're going to do is put the A on a flat, the B on a flat, the Y on a wheel, and do that same one-step motion. What we're going to see is that it's going to have nice wheel blockers as you throw it to him before he does the cut up the field. And you can see how all those guys are set up to be able to get your ability to set up a nice run after catch. So let's show it to you one more time here. We're going to go ahead and put the A on a flat, the B on a flat, the Y on the wheel, take the one-step motion, and we're going to go ahead and fire it before he makes his turn up the field. And you're going to see that you got the wall blockers all the way down the field for the easy run after the catch. The last cover 4 that we're going to show you is very similar to what we showed you about the cover 3 where the linebacker's on the line of scrimmage, and that tight end is going to go ahead and block him. What we're going to do here, though, we're going to put the B on a flat. If we see that it's cover 4, or we think it's cover 4, and that guy is on there, on the line of scrimmage, we're going to be able to go ahead and fire this to this RB with a lead blocker with the B, with nobody over there. So what we're going to do here is we're going to cut it off, and we're going to fire it to this RB receiver, get that extra blocker up front, and be able to get an easy 10 yards without having any worry about it. If the linebacker goes ahead and the middle linebacker goes and tries to cut this off after they read it, what we can do again here is cut this player off, and we can just throw it to this X receiver that nobody's going to be at if the guy head and jumps. That's your fail-safe route. So that is your cover 4 plays, guys. So now we're going to go ahead and look at man coverage. This play doesn't excel against man coverage, but we were able to find some things that if you know that they're in man coverage and you really want to use this play, you can definitely use it. There are some other strong close plays that are better suited for man coverage, but we definitely want to show you what we found as far as beating this play with man coverage. So the first thing is simply just putting the A on a slant. What that's going to do, the man coverage, because there's a lot of players going right and left, you're going to be able to know who you're going against here. And right now the A is going to go against that right outside linebacker, and it's going to be advantage to us because the middle linebacker has to go after the RB. They're going to kind of get crisscrossed where the A is going to be able to fight through traffic and get the easy catch. So here you go, cut it off, gets to here, he gets to step on that guy because he's got to get through traffic, and just as an easy play there, just a lot going on the play, that the A is just consistent man beater, and you can be able to throw that all day long against man. Okay, next man beater, what we're going to do is we're going to take advantage of this X being in the slot. What we're going to do is put him on a hitch, and then we're going to make him a smart routed hitch, which is going to beat man coverage. But what we're going to do here is we're going to move this player out wide because we want to get that player that was in the middle away. Okay, so basically opening up that position right there, you're going to see that the X is going to be able to do this smart route hitch and be an easy completion right there after he makes his cut. So the next man beater is actually not going to be a pass, it's going to be a designed quarterback bootleg. After we studied this formation and how people react in man coverage, we found a way to really be able to get your quarterback loose for a really nice bootleg run if you got the right quarterback. Now I got Matt Ryan, not the most mobile quarterback in the world, but I'm going to show you how it works with him so you can see the potential of how it worked with somebody different that has more agility, more speed, and the whole 9 yards. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to put the X on a hitch. We're going to motion this A tight end to the left, and we're going to put the RB on a streak. Now, the reason why this is going to work, let's start from left to right. The X receiver is going to be covered by the cornerback on the left-hand side. That's going to keep him on the left-hand side. Now, the A, which is a tight end, he's covered by the middle inside linebacker there on the left-hand side, Thomas Davis, who's actually the outside linebacker in this formation. What he's going to do is he's going to go one towards the play action, and then he's going to notice that the A is not running a pattern, and he's literally going to get caught up in the line of scrimmage. Now, the linebacker to the right of him, Luke Kuechly, is going to be covering the running back, so it's going to clear him out all the way to the left-hand side. That's usually the user player. If the user player does not cover that man, it's going to be an easy dump off to the wide receiver, and we're going to get a lot of yards that way. But we're in this instance going to believe that he's going to cover the man that he's designed to cover, which is the wide receiver on the left-hand side, clearing him out to the left-hand side. The two routes on the right, which is the B and the RB, are going to clear out the right-hand side with this route, because the RB is going to be the outside linebacker that's outside of the right tackle right now on the right-hand side of the screen. He's going to get cleared down the field, while the B is going to take both the strong safety and that cornerback up into the middle of the field, leaving a huge gap to run the ball. So let's go ahead and show it to you here. We're going to cut off play action, and we're going to go all the way around here. Nobody's going to be here for the easy run for as many yards as you can possibly do. That's Matt Ryan running for 30 yards because nobody is there. Like I said before, you do that once, you're going to see that the middle linebacker who's covering the running back is now going to bail out, and it's going to allow you to throw to that running back the next time you try to do this play. So let me show it to you one more time. RB on a streak. And the X has got to be staying on the left-hand side, so we're going to put on a hitch. You're going to go ahead and run this here. and you're going to see that you're going to be able to get all this room again for another 30-yard type gain. We're just going to slide right here and get down. So this last man beater is going to be an over-the-top type throw. You know how I like my one-play touchdowns. It really opens up the game, and I want to show you how you can do that on man coverage here. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this B receiver to go over the top, and the way we're going to do that is we're going to have to try to freeze this left free safety over here on the screen. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this A receiver, we're going to move him to the left so it shows that there is no type of extra threat on his side. Plus, it's going to help with the block on the play action. We're going to take the RB, put him on a streak, and that's going to hold that strong safety over there from following the B receiver. And then we're going to take this X receiver and leave him on his route, because when he goes ahead and crosses the field, that shows that one free safety that he doesn't have any more threats, and he's just going to kind of freeze there for a moment, allowing our B receiver to use his speed and his angle on that one player to be able to get inside coverage and go over the top. Show it to you here. You're going to leave the play action, you're going to get around the corner, and you're going to see that we're going to have this separation over the top to your player for the deep bomb touchdown, guys. I appreciate you watching this video. This is going to be PA Saints Cross. This is definitely a video in which we're going to launch our strong close formation scheme. Like I told you earlier, this is also found in the Broncos playbook for all those that were following us on that. And it's a nice way to start it off. It's in a lot of other playbooks, but this is going to be the first video for the Saints. Appreciate you guys following us and giving us the support. Check out our play call sheets at smartmadden.com. They will be available for this formation once we've gone through all the plays of strong close, but this is the first one, so it's going to be after a few more videos before we'll have those ready for you. Appreciate it, guys. Have a great day. Thank you.